Hi, can I come in? Thank you. So I've been doing a bit of research about our conversation yesterday, and I found some information that might be helpful. It's about how to deal with being closeted. May I sit? From the research that I've done, it says that you shouldn't ever be ashamed of being closeted. Now, I've dealt with this on my own, that everybody's sexuality moves at a different pace. The things that you will learn about yourself will happen on different timelines than anybody else. And the things that you're comfortable with are gonna happen on timelines that are different from everybody else. So I think you should understand that as a baseline. Now, you don't have to tell, any of your friends or mom and dad or anything like that. But I think it could be good to join like an online group, like a Discord group or a club online, so that you can talk to other people that are in very similar situations as you, that are closeted, and either they can't come out or they don't want to tell people in their lives. And that's okay too. It could be good to, and forgive me if this is the wrong wording, but there's a sense of camaraderie in suffering together. There's a sense of camaraderie in knowing that, hey, I'm in a really tricky pickle, but there are other people out there that are in similar situations, and we can get through this together by learning from each other and also just by supporting each other. I'm gonna try and see if maybe there's some sort of LGBT group at the high school, or if there's something online. I think if you don't want to tell anybody, any of your friends, you probably shouldn't go to a high school group. Even though I'm sure the people there will be discreet about it, I think it would be more cautious to join an online group and to join a community that can help you in a way that I really can't. I mean, I can only help you to a certain extent, but I think someone who is the same gender as you and the same sexuality and in a somewhat similar situation can help you much more than I can. Because you can learn from each other, and you can learn how to be closeted and still live a good life. Another thing that I learned was that it might be also good to watch TV shows and read books that feature LGBT themes or peoples. I mean, it's certainly great for me when I see representation on TV, and I think it would be good for you to see healthy, normal relationships in media. And seeing that, this isn't something that makes you weird or unusual, and that this is something that's normal. Because if you see it on media, if you see it on TV shows and in books, it just reinforces to you that you're part of a greater community, that you're not just alone, that there's a community out there that is made up and representative of who you are as a person and your sexuality. Another idea might be to get out of town. It might be nice to get out of town and go to a gay club or a LGBT bar, somewhere where you can be a little bit more comfortable, and maybe even dress in ways that you might not feel comfortable at home. And this is under the assumption that you're afraid of somebody seeing you, you know, if you're going to a bar or if you're going to an LGBT club. If you're not afraid of that, then by all means go to an LGBT club, you know, in your own city. Especially if you're a bit younger. I think the fear of being seen out on the town is mostly of people who don't want their coworkers to know, you know, where they're going and where they're seen. But I think if you're a bit younger and you join like a LGBT club, there's less of a worry, I think, because when you join an LGBT club, it's very clear that you want to join because you either want to give support or you need support. Whereas a club or a bar, it's like, hey, you know, we want to chill and party and have some fun. But I feel like with an LGBT club, there's a distinct, defined purpose of, hey, we're here to support you if you need support for whatever it is. Another idea to deal with the emotions of being closeted might be to create an online safe space, to create maybe a Pinterest board of maybe clothing that you want to wear that's maybe a little bit that differs from the clothing that your gender is supposed to wear, or clothing that has rainbows. I know that seems a bit silly to some people, but I've dealt with that myself, where I will wear something that has a rainbow on it, and then, you know, somebody will say something weird, maybe trying to insinuate that I might be gay, even though I just like rainbows because they're cool, because they're rainbows. Like, who doesn't love rainbows? Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. I really like rainbows. But yeah, it might be nice to create a different social media account, like an alternative Twitter or Instagram, where you can follow pages, LGBT pages, or LGBT influencers or celebrities. There's a couple really good ones online. One particularly she's a YouTuber. She also has an Instagram and a TikTok. Her name is Nidhi Shukla. I believe she's lesbian, and she makes really great content about being gay and just her living her own life. I'm trying to think of, I forget. Okay, now I remember her name, but I can't remember how to say it. Makenjimi? I think if you go on Twitter, if you go on Instagram and look up Maki, it might show up. She's also gay, and she makes a lot of really great content. And I believe her content is a little bit less focused on being gay, and like her life as being gay. She also makes a lot of like workout content. But yeah, I'm probably doing a horrible job explaining what these people do. But they're both YouTubers, and they both have social media presences, and they're really great to just watch and have fun, and to be able to see, again, like going back, seeing someone who is doing what you want to do, so learning from them how they were able to maneuver our parents, or maneuvering with dealing with friends, and just in general dealing head on with your sexuality, because it's not gonna go away anytime soon. You like what you like, and you should be proud of that. You should never be ashamed of that. That being said, if you need to be closeted, that's completely okay too. You don't have to come out. You don't owe the knowledge of your sexuality to anybody in the world. Alright? Sexuality is like a candle. I think most straight people can light the candle, and by the time they're 20, the candle has been burning for a little bit, and it's a strong flame, and they can start dating right away. But some people, like LGBT people who are questioning their sexuality, they need to nurture and protect that candle from other people who might be scared of your light. But you have to protect it. You have to protect it and nurture it until you want to show the world. And that's if you want to show the world. Again, your sexuality is private. You don't have to tell anybody if you don't want to. Okay? I hope these ideas helped you. And again, if you need to talk to me at any time, just let me know. Knock on my door. It's just down the hall. Let me know if you want to talk to me at all about anything. I love you. Stay safe, kid. Alright, let's go eat dinner.